If your teen is heading into the last stretch of the semester and you feel the pressure building, this video is for you. Because this time of year can get stressful fast. There are final projects, final tests, missing assignments that suddenly matter a lot, grades that may feel shaky, and for many families, this is the time when tension at home starts to rise. Parents get more anxious, teens get more avoidant, and everybody starts to feel like the clock is ticking. But here's what I want you to know. The goal right now is not panic. The goal is not lectures, and the goal is definitely not fighting every night about school. The goal is to help your teen finish strong with a clear plan, steady support, and just enough structure to help them follow through. I'm Lisa Steffey, and as a high school psychologist for over 25 years, I've seen this season play out over and over again. I've seen students turn things around in the final weeks, and I've also seen families accidentally make this season harder than it needs to be because stress takes over and everybody starts reacting instead of planning. So in this video, I want to walk you through how to help your teen finish the semester strong, including a simple final strategy that can make a real difference. First, let's talk about one very important mindset shift. At the end of the semester, many parents become very focused on the outcome, the grade, the GPA, the final result. And of course that matters, but the most important place for you to focus is not just on the outcome, it's the process. Because the process is what your teen can actually control. They can control whether they check what's missing. They can control whether they make a plan. They can control whether they start sitting early. They can control whether they ask for help. And they can control whether they go to bed at a reasonable time instead of spiraling on their phone at midnight. So instead of saying you need to get an A on this final, I want you to start thinking more like this. What are the steps that will help my teen be as prepared as possible? That shift matters because when parents focus only on grades, teens often feel more pressure and shame. But when parents focus on helping their teen take the right next step, it feels more doable. And doable is what helps kids move. So here's the first thing I want you to do. Step 1, get a clear picture of where things stand. Before you jump into fixing anything, you need an accurate snapshot. Not a vague feeling, not a guess, not, I think they're mostly okay. A real picture. Sit down with your teen and look at grades, missing assignments, upcoming tests, final projects, and the final schedule. If your teen resists, keep your tone calm and matter of fact. You're not there to shame them. You're there to help them get organized. You might say, I'm not trying to pressure you. I just want us to get a clear picture of what is coming so this feels more manageable. That one sentence can lower defensiveness right away. And as you look at everything, I want you to ask what classes are solid, what classes need attention, are there missing assignments that could still be turned in, are there big tests or projects coming up, which finals are going to require the most preparation. That brings us to step 2, prioritize what matters most. One mistake that families make this time of year is treating everything like it has equal urgency. It does not. Some things are worth a quick check-in, and some things are worth serious time and energy. Your teen may not be able to do everything perfectly right now, especially if they're juggling multiple classes and activities and exhaustion, so help them prioritize. Look for the biggest leverage points. For example, a class where one missing assignment could raise the grade, a class where the final is a large percentage of their semester grade, a project that is due soon and has not been started, a class where your teen is confused and needs help now, not 3 days before the exam. This is where parents can be very helpful. Teens often get overwhelmed because they feel like everything is big all at once, especially freshmen. You can help them break it down and decide what matters first, not by taking over, but by helping them sort the pile. You might say, let's figure out your top 3 priorities first. What would make the biggest difference if you got it done this week? That question would move them from overwhelm to action. Step 3, make a finals plan on paper. Do not let your teen keep the whole plan in their head. When kids are stressed, everything in their mind starts to feel louder, messier, and more impossible. Get it out of their head and onto paper or on a simple calendar. Write down each final, the date, what materials are covered, and what needs to happen before then. Then work backwards. If the biology final is on Thursday, when will they review the first unit? When will they make a study guide? When will they do practice problems? When will they ask questions if they are confused? This is where parents can become a calming force. You are helping create structure, not drama, not pressure, structure. And structure lowers anxiety, because once a teen can see a plan, things start to feel possible again. Step 4, study in shorter, focused blocks. A lot of teens say they're studying when what they are really doing is sitting near a notebook while scrolling on their phone. That's not studying. That is stressed proximity to schoolwork. Real studying needs focus, so I strongly recommend shorter focused blocks. For many teens, 25 to 40 minutes of focused work, followed by a short break, works much better than long, miserable, distracted marathons. You can help your teen create 2 to 4 solid study blocks after school or in the evening, depending on their schedule. And during these blocks, the phone should not be sitting near them face up, not unless they generally need it for their schoolwork. Because most teens are not weak or lazy, they're distracted, and their environment matters. You might say, let's set up 2 focus blocks tonight. You don't have to finish everything, you just need to make real progress. That feels a lot more manageable than you need to study all night. Step 5, use active study strategies. This is a big one. A lot of teens waste their time during finals because they use passive study methods. They reread notes, they highlight, they look over their slides, and then they think they know the material because it looks familiar. But recognition is not the same as recall. For finals, I want students doing more active studying. Things like quizzing themselves, doing practice problems, using flashcards, writing what they remember without looking, explaining concepts out loud, teaching the material to someone else, making a 1-page review sheet from memory, and then checking what they missed. If your teen says, I studied for so long and I still did badly, sometimes the problem is not effort. Sometimes the problem is method. And this is something parents can absolutely help with by asking, how are you studying? Not just did you study? This is a much better question. Step 6, encourage help seeking early. If your teen is confused in a class, now is not the time to stay quiet. Encourage them to ask the teacher, go in for extra help, email a question, meet with a classmate, or get support before the last minute. High school students with strong college goals sometimes feel pressure to look like they have it all together. But one of the best habits that they can build is learning to ask for help early. That is not a weakness, that is maturity. You might say, strong students are not students who never need help. Strong students are students who know when to get help. That is a mindset worth teaching. Step 7, protect sleep and emotional energy. During final season, some teens start staying up later and later. They get more tired, more emotional, less efficient, and then everything gets harder. Sleep is not optional this time of year. It's part of performance. It is part of memory, and it is part of emotional regulation. It is part of focus. If your teen is exhausted, their studying will be less effective and their stress will feel bigger. So yes, encourage effort, but also protect the basics. Sleep, food, water, movement, short breaks. These things are not extra. They are part of the strategy. Step 8, be a coach, not a constant critic. This may be the most important point in the whole video. Your tone matters a lot. If your teen already feels behind or stressed, more criticism is usually not going to create more motivation. It creates more shutdown. What helps more is calm, steady coaching. That does not mean no accountability. It means accountability with support. Instead of, you are procrastinating again, try, what is making this hard to start? Instead of, you need to get it together, try, let's figure out the first step. Instead of, I told you this was coming, try, what would help you feel more ready? When kids are overwhelmed, they often do not need more intensity. They need help getting organized, regulated, and back into action. That is where you can make a real difference. A simple finals plan parents can use. If you want a very simple structure, here's one. Sit down with your teen for 10 to 15 minutes and do these 5 things. First, look at every class, identify missing work, tests, projects, finals. Second, circle the top 3 priorities. Third, put the finals and major deadlines on a calendar. Fourth, schedule short study blocks for the next few days. Fifth, ask your teen what support would actually help from you. That last one matters because sometimes what helps is not more reminders. Sometimes it's help making a plan. Sometimes it's help emailing a teacher. Sometimes it's sitting nearby when they get started. Sometimes it's just keeping the house calmer for a few days. What not to do during final season? Let me also quickly say what I would avoid. Do not wait until emotions are high to start talking about school. Do not turn every car ride into a lecture. Do not make every conversation about grades. Do not compare your teen to siblings, friends, or classmates. And do not confuse stress with laziness. Sometimes what looks like avoidance is actually overwhelm. That does not mean you ignore it. It means you respond wisely. If your teen is not handling the semester perfectly, that does not mean it's too late. There is still time to finish with intention. There is still time to teach better habits. There is still time to help them learn how to handle pressure more effectively. And honestly, this is one of the most valuable things high school can teach. Not perfection, but how to respond when things get hard. So as you head into this last stretch of the semester, remember this. Your job is not panic. Your job is not to carry the whole semester for your teen. Your job is to help them slow down, see clearly, make a plan, and take the next right step. This is how confidence is built. That is how resilience is built. This is often how kids feel stronger than they thought they could. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video in this series. And in the comments, tell me this. What is the biggest final season challenge in your house right now? I would love to hear from you. And next, I'm going to be starting a 4-video series on what parents should focus on in each year of high school, starting with freshman year. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to helping you support your teen through these very important high school years.